What's up, guys? This is Casey is Raw, and this is also my co-host is Retro Gaming Today. I got his channel in the description box, but well, I'm gonna just call him Brad because that's I know him as. But dude, we had a. I mean, I remember when you got the Virtual Boy when you were in school, right?
Yeah, the crazy thing, man. That Virtual Boy. I tell you, I think about right now. I'm not a big console gamer. I don't have a lot of people I know have an Xbox or a PlayStation or some of them even got the new PlayStation. Then there's you who has everything, pretty much under the sun.
I
And I
wish.
think about why I don't have uh, a Nintendo or something or a Switch is because mainly because of the Virtual Boy. I I the last system I bought from Nintendo was actually GameCube, but before that it was the Virtual Boy. And I remember reading about the Virtual Boy in Nintendo Power. They had this big magazine talking about the Nintendo 64, and then also about the Virtual Boy, how it's going to change gaming and all this. I bought into it. I was like, all right, I'm saving up for it. And I did. And I did unspeakable things, saving up for that damn thing. And I got it. And I got a few games with it. But that was the biggest damn disappointment in the history of my console gaming life. And it turned me off of everything. I did buy like an Xbox after that, as you know, because you still have it, because I sold it to him.
Oh,
But yeah, the Virtual Boy, man. Oof,
uh,
God, what
did you say that
crap.
the Xbox?
Yeah, I had an X. Did I sell it to you?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah, you
remember.
sold it to me. You know what happened to that? What's funny? Well, when I traveled from Oklahoma, not from Pennsylvania to, I mean from Oklahoma to Pennsylvania, something happened between there and then, and one day I wanted to play some Xbox, and then it wasn't reading no disc, and at the time it's like, you know what, we went ahead and got a 360, and well, the 360 only play certain original Xbox games, but you had to have a hard drive to unlock it. Obviously, you could play like Halo 1 and 2, but here's two things. One, uh, me and my late wife, we picked up that 360 at Walmart. They were having a sale. Not a lot of people knew about this. Um, if you bought the system for $200, they would give you $100 back on a gift card. And we had to talk to the Walmart people just as like, there's an ad out there. We saw it. Eventually, they gave it to us. But as that Xbox that I did buy from you, uh, eventually I bought another one or two other. Yeah, it was two other broken Xbox, and then me and my former brother-in-law, we took all three of them, and Frankenstein one to kind of work. Well, because the only thing it was, if something with the disc tray wouldn't coming in and out, it would be a hard time.
All those things were bad though. Those first ones.
Yeah, but once it comes open, then it's come open and shut several times. But it's that first time when you're going to try to use it, it just sticks. But eventually,
Xbox. Ooh, I remember that Xbox that I had. I bought it at Sears. No doubt. That rings a bell. And it's funny because it was like the time I was kind of anti Nintendo, and I was like, oh, Microsoft, they're coming out with the system, and they were like making it out like a computer, pretty much. And I was like, man, Microsoft's gonna have all its cool games on there. It's gonna be awesome. And it was kind of a slow launch for the Xbox, right? It was kind of like slow. They had Halo, and but it wasn't like it was now. And they were very slow to put out some award-winning games, and so I got rid of it. I ended up selling that thing to Casey. I don't know how much I sold it to, but it was the big one, the first one. It was like 500 pounds and took up more space than a VCR. Yeah. I kind of regretted selling it because after that's when it took off. Yeah.
I enjoyed it, dude. That became our DVD player for a little bit. Like that was the first DVD player, was the original Xbox, and like anytime we rented the DVD, so I would have to undo it from the game room and put it in the living room so we can watch a movie.
Well, it worked great for that. I thought it worked good. I used it for that too. I mean, it was in a PC in that sense because you could play those DVDs.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, original Xbox was the first one that came out with a hard drive. Even I think eventually the PS2 might have had a hard drive, but I know they rely on the memory cards, but they were the first one to have an actual hard drive in there. But
yeah, man, it obviously had something in that thing. It weighed 500 pounds. It was like, gosh, that thing was so big. And then I remember getting it, and I was like, man, these controllers are even big.
Oh, yeah.
It was something different, right? You had the PlayStation controllers, and the PlayStation controllers even today haven't really changed a lot, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and they're very similar, but the Xbox controllers was such a radical change.
Oh, they're
like an NES controller. It's crazy.
I wonder if you remember this when I was working at Sears. I think it was it Bear or was it Zach that when I was working at Sears, we used my discount or something like that. I think he gave me money so I could use my discount to help him to lower down the price to get the Xbox for him.
I think I remember that.
I don't know.
I don't remember who it was though.
It was either Bear or it was Zach. And dude, I was shitting bricks with this because for some reason, I don't know if the check they gave me, I tried to do it, and then they're like, well, we're gonna trust you on this, Casey. Like, oh my, I'm like, I was like, it's like, is this check, did this check bounce or something? Because I took the money from, again, one of those two guys and got the Xbox.
I would prefer that to be Bear in that case, because Zach, on the other hand, I could see him being kind of, not a person you want to screw with the money.
No, I'm talking about the people at Sears. I'm talking about the
right. Well, your employer.
Yeah.
So they spotted you for that?
Well, what they did is like, I don't know, it came up flagged or something because there was so much money, and I don't know, maybe they ran it and it's like, will this clear? And it's like, I was like, yeah, sure, it should. Because they brought me into either the GM's room or what's called the loss prevention. I was like, oh my god! I was pretty sure that they're about to fire me right there, but no. And then what's funny, I believe my grandparents tried to abuse that as well. They're like, they wanted to like get a weed whacker or something. It's like, Casey, let's use your discount. And I was like, I was like, you gotta talk to my manager. I cannot do that. I can't promise you for that. What's up, Steve Callan?
Yeah, you got a good discount there. I remember. I don't know if I ever asked you for like a spot on the discount there. I don't remember.
It was. I
might
think.
have.
I think it
Might
was.
have.
And I think it was only 10%. And then also,
Well, Sears, that's a lot.
and then I think if you bought clothing, it was 20%. So yeah, but
Man, rest in peace, Sears. Man, I like that store because it was one of the only great stores that left where we lived, where you could go and get your tires changed,
tools,
have some popcorn, and go play some video games.
Oh, that's right.
Demos,
Oh, that's right. They,
also, you know,
I
it's
forgot.
amazing.
They did have popcorn back there, didn't they?
Yeah, the
What?
whole place like reeked of popcorn.
Maybe
You walk
it,
in there and it's
I
so
think-
amazing.
I think it was just automotive, but oh my god, I wasted time.
I can smell Sears in my head right now. That's how crazy. My dad loved going there because the tools, like craftsman tools and the lawn stuff. The lawn stuff was amazing. And yeah, man, I got a credit. That's what I bought. I had a Sears credit card, and I bought that Xbox with that credit card. It was like my second credit card I ever had.
It
And I
was.
like, I'm buying the Xbox with that.
I
Hell
think.
yeah.
I think that was
And
my.
it was difficult because Sears they didn't really have a lot of those in stock, right? And there was like maybe 2 of them, and I got one of them.
Yeah, it's not as bad, like you said. It's not as bad as right now, where it's almost impossible to get one. And but their video game selection when I was there for like 6 years was awful. It was always bad. They didn't have anything good at
They had nothing, and if they had anything, it was very small amounts.
yeah. Oh, and then I remember it starting to fizzle out on games, and I was one of the people who when I was working at Sears, I was doing after when I was working on the shipping and receiving, I moved to what's called an MCA, where I'm working on the floor. I'm putting up the signs, building end caps, and other things. So I pretty much would put all the signs in, some of the signs in tools. I put all the signs in lawn and garden. I'd go over into electronics every once in a while, put signs over there. Sometimes someone's down there. And it was just, by the time like it's getting close to the very end, I barely have time to build the end caps before I leave. I would tell my boss all the time, it's like, dude, like, there's no way I'm going to get all this stuff done. And of course, she's like, well, that's not a good answer. I'm like, wanted to tell him, you fucking do it then.
I remember I did interview for a job there once. I think while you were there.
Oh, really?
And I remember you were like, you're going to be interviewed by this guy. He's a prick. And and I remember he said, no, well, the only job that we could put you in is like a sales job or something, and like in like baby clothes or something. And yeah, fuck this shit, I'm out. And so, but I remember because it was kind of cool because you worked at the mall.
Yeah.
And that's one of the, I mean, for us and where we lived, I mean, that's where you wanted to work, right? Because it was close to all the cool restaurants. It was the happening place to be.
Oh yeah. You know what was cool? Right outside Sears was an FYE, and a lot of times during lunchtime, I would go in there and look at the wrestling tapes.
That place was amazing. Yeah, I remember that. It was huge. That was a big one too.
Yeah. Too bad. I mean, god dang it. I don't know if FYE is still there. But
Amazon probably ran them out of business, just like Sears. I mean,
yeah.
honestly,
Or it's
yeah. I mean,
oh gosh, what was weird, this is not gaming related, but we're talking about a little bit about Sears. But I was living in Pennsylvania. The hometown, well, the town I was living in, it was called Lehighton. And when you go into town, there's a strip mall that has a grocery stores called Giants or Giant. And then there's a strip mall, like there's a pizza joint, there's a Chinese restaurant, and then like a CVS there, and then there's a movie theater. But uh, there was one section that had they had like a small little Sears store come in, and right across the street was a full blown Lowe's. I'm like, I told my late wife, is like, there's not a chance in hell this tiny little Sears store is gonna will survive against that Lowe's. And I went in there, they didn't have no product on hand for you to get. You would have to wait and for them to ship it to you or something like that. So I was like, what the fuck is this point to have that? What's up, Cora?
Catalog store. Here's our catalog. We don't have none of this. We can order it for you though.
Did Randy get his wrench yet? Nope. He ain't going to get a wrench, especially if he's going to keep begging for a wrench. But dude, yeah, it was like little less than a year that Sears was gone. And then
those Sears, I mean, I remember what you're talking about, those little miniature. There was like a Sears, what was it called? Sears Home or something like that. They would have these little ones in all the little communities. And they would pop up usually next to a Home Depot or a Lowe's.
Mm-hmm.
And I never went in one of them. But I was like, man, those things are going to fail. There's no way. And that was right when they bought, what was that store? Kmart. They bought Kmart.
No.
And it's like, oh my God.
Actually, they merged. But here's the thing. When they were merging, Kmart came in the merger with the money. So, if anything, it was Kmart who bought Sears.
Who did that? Kmart bought Sears? Bullshit.
No. Well, when they went into the merger between Kmart and Sears, Sears didn't bring in any money into the merger. It was all Kmart who put the money into the merger. So technically, Kmart.
Wow. So technically, Kmart was the one in charge, pretty much.
Yeah, and what?
That's why Sears is no longer around, pretty much.
It was a dying brand, though, too. I mean, dude, like when you went into Kmart after that merger, they were taking a bunch of stuff. They were getting those Kenmore products in the Kmart, and then they were getting Craftsman tools in there, and like they really took a lot of stuff from Sears.
Wow.
Albertsons, oh my God.
Who's that? Albertsons?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Especially the one that was really close to you used to live. I remember that. Yeah. What was it before Albertsons? I know. Was it Skaggs or something?
So here's what I know. Out in BA, there was one over by where I lived, where now you live. So it was originally called Skaggs Alpha Beta, and then some point in I want to say the early 90s, they switched over to something called Josco.
I remember that.
And it was crap. It was utter crap.
And I think that
would have rather went to Homeland.
And
then it became
Albertsons.
Another one. Then it became maybe Albertsons, and now it's like a Ross Dress or something.
Yeah, it's like Ross. I think I'm not exactly sure. Hold on. They were saying your audio is going up and down.
Hold on a second. Let me change it.
We might have to do this as a recording. So how are you guys doing today? When I saw Albertsons, I'm like, oh my god, is Albertsons still surviving? Because I hadn't seen Albertsons in like at least over a decade, maybe at 15 years. Let's see. You guys, oh, in Oregon, you still have Albertsons? No, it's okay, Cora. It's hey, at least you gave me a heads up, and I know you guys were talking. A lot of times when me and Brad we get into stories a lot, and it's hard to me look over and see what you guys were saying. But I can't believe they're still there. Oh my God, Frank is here. Casey is concussed. There are 15 Albertsons in Oregon. Is it Oregon or Oregon? Because I remember playing Oregon Trail. Let me say this: if it's Oregon, put 1. If it's Oregon, put 2. Oregon. I thought it's Oregon. Oregon. This is how you say it. Oregon. Okay. Because I always thought it was, for years and years, I was in school when we played Oregon Trail. Oh, probably in a couple days. Actually, I do have one waiting in the wings, but the thing is, I'm not too happy about it. Oh, I love Oregon Trail. I love that one. I love playing Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? Number Munchers. You got Letter Munchers.
Can you hear me better now?
I can hear you way better now.
Okay, that's great. I put my headset on. I look like a dork like you now.
Well, actually, these I bought these like for like $12. So I was like, hey, it looks pretty good, but it's kind of makes my head look huge now.
Yeah, it looks like a melon there. I can see like your hair. I could see your hair in the reflection. Growing some hair there.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's about time for me to shave. Frank from the Harsh Truth says, dude, I really missed the first generation of Carmen Sandiego in the 80s. Dude, I love Carmen Sandiego back in the day. Yeah.
That was a great game.
Dude, like I remember when I was in school. I'm pretty sure we went to like middle. Did we? No, we didn't go to the middle school. We met in intermediate high school.
9th grade.
Yeah. But what's sad is that if you've seen my stomping grounds, my old elementary school is not only it's shut down, and they took off like most of it is gone.
Oh, that's surprising. That's not not surprising, honestly. uh,
Well,
I'm not gonna dig on that school system, but yeah, not surprising. There's a lot of those schools. I mean, I've got family there that still go there. I have nieces and nephews and whatnot, and they go there and they merged them all. They merged them all into big giant schools, just like the high school.
yeah, it's wild. It's like this. The intermediate high school we used to go south. That is no longer south. I think it's just where the ninth grade people go to now, and there might be a 10th grade school. It might. They're saying his audio is still going up and down. It might be on my side. How bad is it, Cora? Is it real bad? Because we might. I mean, I'm getting people in here. That's the one thing that sucks. Like, I'm gonna check it on my end. Give me
check your internet speed, Casey.
I'm not sure.
I'm running at about 249.
I can probably put. See, the thing is, I can probably put my the laptop on my hotspot. Let me check it. It's just where the ninth grade people go to now, and there might be a 10th grade school.
English Learner. English Learner has a question, by the way, Casey. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah. What's up, English Learner? What's your question?
This should be interesting, English Learner.
Well, it looked like is he gone? Did he retract?
Might be.
No, he's just, it's way up there. Joey, have you played the Repro Castlevania X yet? No, actually, no, I have not. I don't think so. I just hadn't really. I mean, I need to play it, quite frankly. I just barely been had any time to do anything right now. Like, dude, like when I got home yesterday, like I had a little time to play some Fortnite, and then ate, and then I went on Drew's show at 9:00. Like, I was tired. I'm like, I don't know how Drew can do this, but like, a lot of times I feel like I just need time to sleep. But I have played Dracula X. I have a digital version on it on the Wii U. It's good. I do enjoy the Castlevania games. So I think I kind of like Castlevania 4 over Dracula X, though. That's my opinion. But I was kind of hoping it was also a real Dracula X, but when I started investigating, it was like, no. I didn't even bother to open it up to see if it was real because there were so many factors it was fake. So I didn't get as lucky when I picked up Panic Restaurant back in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I agree with that, Joey. But
it's an amazing game, Castlevania.
Yeah,
amazing game on NES.
Yeah, there's actually one on Super Nintendo called Dracula X, and I think goes for like $200-300. And like last month or so, I picked up a fake copy of it for like $30. I was like, I was like,
$30?
yeah.
Only $30.
Well, actually, they told me what. Here's the thing at vintage stock: they don't know what the fuck they have at all. See the thing? No. I mean, people has to tell them, oh yeah, this is fake, because I was finally gonna uh, put out the money for the Ninja Turtles Hyperstone Heist game on the Sega Genesis, and I already paid for it. And when I was looking at it, and I noticed immediate signs, I wished I looked at it a little closer before I bought it, because there was a little notch in the cart, and then on top of the cart, instead of says Ninja Turtles wherever, it just says Konami, and on the back end, instead of says Sega, it said 16-bit. I'm like, I told him, I was like, can I just get a refund? I mean, this game is fake. And I had to explain why it's fake to them, because honestly, they have no idea what the fuck, what to look for.
Let's be honest. Somebody could come into vintage stock with like a, a Mario 64 or some other basic 64 game with a Golden Girls 64 label on it, and they wouldn't notice. They would be like, take it for the truth. Wow, I've never seen this game before.
It's like,
put that in the high price cabinet.
They'll be like, oh, I can't find a listing on it. It might be ultra rare. Let's put it for $500.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they do. And then somebody would go buy that crap, take it home, and be like, what the hell is this? I got Pilot Wing 64. What is this?
Oh,
and yeah.
No.
How many times do you think that's happened with that group? Yeah.
Oh,
they're selling repros
as
repros or modded games like they're normal games. You know they are.
Oh yeah. They are. Well, now they have no shame when they actually find a reproduction. They're like, we'll still sell it, but we'll tell the customer, and they'll knock the price down. But they'll still sell fake games. And one of the things that's really pissed me off at vintage stock is that I told Brad and told a lot of people about this, and I showed this to Brad. I was like, dude, they have, and I showed him the PS5 they're selling. The console itself, they want you to pay $750. But they also want you to buy two $60 games and an extra controller. So with tax, that's about $1,000. I'm like, this is bullshit.
And what I asked Casey was, does it come with a jar of Vaseline?
Yeah,
because, I mean, you're getting fucked so bad on the system itself. I mean, you might as well throw in a Vaseline or a reach around or something. I mean, come on.
Yeah, no shit. It was pretty freaking bad. I mean, I remember back in the day, we had Game Exchange, so I mean they were competing, and at that time when we had Game Exchange around here, they were actually the more expensive store over vintage stock. And I remember when Brad texted me when I was in Pennsylvania, it's like they caught on with the video games. They're ramped up now.
Yeah, it took them a while.
Oh,
it took them a good while though.
I mean, I don't understand why people still sell their shit there. They get pennies on the dollar for their stuff.
Like, for instance, if somebody goes in there with a PS5, and it's a brand new PS5, right? Like less than a year, right?
Mm.
And they're selling that thing for $800 without a controller, without a game, right? How much do you think they sold that thing to? They're probably like, he's probably like the guy on what's it called on Pawn Stars. Best I can do is $10.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he's. Best I can do is a trade-in value for an NES. You know,
No, God.
that's what he does.
See, the thing is, it's like, I mean, the best places to sell your shit, like video games, and even maybe DVDs or whatever, is to your local game stores. They'll, especially the ones that have good rep, uh, good rep.
Yeah, well, the mom and pop places are
Mm.
always going to be the better places you get it. I remember going with Casey once looking for video games at like a pawn shop, and and actually I'm not gonna try to downplay or give shit on a pawn shop. Okay, I understand what their business is, um, but I sold some systems at a and games at a pawn shop, and I think Casey even saw that once, and he was like, "What the hell are you selling that for there?" And I sold like a real 3DO to a pawn shop once, and I took it in there, and they looked at me, and they're like, with all the games, and there was a good amount of games with it, two controllers, and it would work perfectly. It was the second edition. It wasn't the first one, it was the crappy one. And they sold that thing to me, or they bought it for me for like, I don't know, $25 or something like that with a bunch of games.
Mhm.
And then I remember me and Casey went in there like a couple weeks later, and it was there on the shelf, and they're selling the goddamn thing for $90. And so yeah, pawn shops and
Well,
gaming.
it depends. I mean, like, sometimes you gotta find the right pawn shop. Like in Pennsylvania, I just happened to work right across an awesome pawn shop that was have good selection on video games, and not only that, their pricing was pretty decent. And honestly, I'm right beside them. I would visit them almost every other day, and they knew my name by heart now. But
Here comes Casey. Here comes Casey. He's gonna buy a bunch of shit from us again. Let's make sure we mark the prices up.
oh no, dude, they always do me deals all the time, and I would always bring stuff in, and they actually have, I believe that might have where I picked up my Jaguar, and I remember when they had a Philips CDI, and I didn't think I would ever see a CDI in person again until I picked that one up right there.
Oh, there you go. The Phillips. I remember you and I playing that Phillips CDI once in a McDonald's. I don't know if you remember that.
No.
It was in Tulsa. Yeah, absolutely. We played that at a McDonald's. It was like this retro McDonald's or something, and they had a Philips CDI there.
No shit.
And I remember you back then telling me that's a Philips CDI. Wow, and we tried to play it, but it wasn't working. And they had it connected in there, and I was like, I remember when he showed that video, I was like, wow, he finally got one of those damn things, and and it actually works. And it has the most ugliest box.
Oh yeah.
Of any of the boxes out there.
I wouldn't say
It's like a stereo box.
I wouldn't say it's the ugliest. It's the most plain but generic looking. I mean, you see all these are colorful as hell, and then there's the CDI. It looks like just like a VCR box. But
it does. It looks like a VCR box, or like you'd expect to open it up and there'd be a couple like Philips, speakers in there or something.
Oh yeah.
It's something you buy at Sears.
Oh gosh. Oh dude, we gotta talk about how both those guys, Bear and Jay, as you like to call him, I don't think
Jim, I'll say this.
Jim. When both Jim and Bear was working at was it the Eastland Mall?
Yeah, they were working at like a sports, it's kind of like similar. I don't know if you guys have been to like a mall where it's They sell only hats. They call themselves a sports star, like lids or something like that, where it's all baseball hats, basketball hats, and all those things. They worked at this Dead Mall. It was Dead Mall, wasn't it? Yeah,
Oh,
it was Dead Mall, I think.
it's dying. I think that was like one of the last stores that was still open there.
Oh God. And yeah, they had like hats and stuff, and it was like there was no department stores in this mall. There was no food court, maybe one shop, maybe, and maybe a couple jewelry stores. That was it. But it used to be a pretty popular major mall.
It had a theater. I mean, so did Promenade Mall, and that's pretty much dead now. But well, the movie theater at Promenade Mall is gone. But yeah, that was like the number 2 mall in the area. And
It was the coolest looking mall too. It was like it had like these instead of like skylights, it had like these circus tents.
Yeah.
Over like the public areas, so it looked really cool looking. And I remember when I first went there, when I was a child, I was like, man, this mall is awesome compared to the other one. The other one still exists. This one doesn't. I mean, it's like empty. But that they worked at this like sports store there, and they were in charge of the damn place, right? And the most like perverted, sick and twisted guys in charge of this sports store, right?
Didn't you say
what could go wrong?
Didn't you say they were stealing shit from there too? I think
it was a fact. They tried to give me a hat once. They were like, "Hey, you want this hat?" And I was like, "You can have it." It's like it's all right. It's on our discount.
Oh,
and I tried to take that, and I was like, you know what? I gave it back to them, and I'm glad I did, because I found out later on that they had been stealing all sorts of crap from them, jerseys and hats and cell phone cases and keychain, everything. But yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't shock me. They no, I mean, I'm sure Jim is totally different as Bear.
Yeah, I don't know about Bear, but I think Jim's different now. But yeah, I wouldn't bet it. But the thing is these guys were not very. These guys are major perverts, and I could just imagine them seeing people walk into their store and making comments, or
oh god,
I don't know, man. I like the kind of stuff that they would say is the kind of crap that people get tased and like beaten up for by the police now, right?
Oh, definitely. They're really big blackball from life from the stuff.
Yeah,
they would.
They wouldn't just be canceled. They would be like, canceled and put on the blacklist. Wow. Yeah, I forgot about them working up there. It was weird because I would go up there and see them every now and then. There was like like I said, there was like one restaurant. It was like a pretzel place, and I'm all, it's like, you always want to go to the pretzel place at the mall, and I would get a pretzel, and I'd go up there, and then I would go and see them and chat with them for a little, because there's nobody in the store. They would get like 2 customers a day, and and they were getting paid, good money for this minimum wage, man, back then, which was like $5 an hour. And I would go up there and talk to them, and then at some point they got transferred to the other, like the branch location at another Dead Mall. Which is up in Tulsa, which was even weirder mall. It's a very dangerous mall. Let somebody say that. And I didn't go up to that one very, very much because it was a dangerous mall. But yeah, those guys were crazy. I was going to tell you about that stuff. A funny story about that. We're talking about gaming and all, and I mean,
we can talk wherever we want. This is my channel. I didn't say this is just a gaming topic.
It involves gaming and also Bear and his twisted mind. This was back in the day. This is like that's my high school. I think it was ninth or 10th grade or something like that. And I don't remember the exact game, but it was for Super Nintendo, I believe. I want to say it was Super Nintendo, or maybe it was N64. It was N64 because that was around the time that was kind of getting popular.
Mm-hmm.
I was approached by one of them, I think it was Bear, to buy a game. I was like, oh wow, it's an N64 game, really popular game. I can't remember what the name of it was. God damn. I want to say it was GoldenEye. I really want to say it was GoldenEye for some reason, but I don't know because I know I had GoldenEye at one point. I didn't buy it from him. But anyway, he tried to sell me a copy of GoldenEye, and I found out that basically what happened is he was trying to sell it to me. He's like, he met me at school, and he's like, I'll sell it to you for this amount or whatever it is. It was cheap. It was like dirt cheap. I was like, wow, I can get that for you right now. And I really considered it. And I went home,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember after school that I went and I got the money, and I was going to go buy it from him because he lived right down the street. And then I found out that, hold on a second, dogs are on. Quiet, guys, come on. Okay. Oh my Lord Jesus. Anyway, so here's the big thing: is that I looked on this. He would only show me the case, okay, and the case was not an original case. All right. Number one, it looked like it was. I mean, this looked like a bootleg copy back in the days, right?
Oh.
It looked like a Blockbuster case.
Yeah.
And someone printed the case
Oh.
in black and white and put it on the top. And I said, this looks like a Blockbuster video or something, or something like that. And he's like, no, it's mine, man. I bought it through my cousin or something. And I was like, this game has only been out for 2 months, man. How did you buy it from? You didn't even beat the thing yet. There's no way. And he's like, no, it's real. It's real. Even with that being dumb I was like, okay. I went home and I looked for the money, and so I went to go meet him for it. And I was on the way over there, and I ran into another guy who lived in our neighborhood on a bike. And he's like, where are you going? I'm going to the Bears to buy GoldenEye 007 or whatever it was. And he's like, I am too. Like, what do you mean you are too? You buy the same damn game? How much do you get for it? And he's like, the same price. And so we go up there together, and we ring his bell, and he comes out there, and he has 2 copies of the damn thing. And we're like, okay, something's up. I was like, okay, I'm backing out of this. And I went home. And so I find out from this other guy who we went to school with. He was in like one of my classes at school. Oh my God, that guy sold me a video from Super Video. It had the sticker on the back from Super Video. It was a rented game from Super Video. And so, yeah. Bear used to like to sell rented games to people. So I don't know if you ever bought any from him, Casey. I would just check the back of your cartridges because they're stolen games. He sold me a copy of this damn. He was gonna sell me a copy of this damn 007 from Blockbuster. He had one from Super Video and one from Blockbuster, and he would just go and sell those games because the thing is, he would rent them under his mom's card.
Oh my God. And you know what? You had to. She would have to pay full price if she wanted to rent anything again. So that ruined her card there.
They were right, but I think whatever happened is he went up there and bought a bunch of games and rented them, sold them, never went back there again. Well, at least under his mom's ID.
Oh my God, that's fucked up. That's really fucked up.
Yeah, that's how manipulating that guy was. It was crazy.
Oh
He
God.
he used to miss school. I don't know, in back in ninth grade, Casey,
Mm.
when Turok 64 came out for the 64, he got that game from Blockbuster, and he missed like a week and a half of school because he was sick, supposedly. No, he was playing Turok the whole time. I would call him on my lunch on my Sprint PCS flip phone, and he'd be like, "Yeah, man, I just got through this level. It's awesome. I got the save code. I've got some codes for it now." And he was like addicted to that game so much that he missed school for a week and a half.
Oh my.
Nintendo 64. Turok Dinosaur. And a great game. Great game. But Jesus.
You, you know you know they have that game on the Switch right now. It might be on other platforms, but
Really?
they have a digital version of that on the Switch.
Has it been redone or is it the same old school graphics?
Oh, I believe it's the old school graphics.
That was a pretty cool game. I mean, it was for its time, it was amazing. For the 64, pretty awesome.
I'm just, I'm surprised. I mean, God, it'd be awesome if they had Golden Eye came out again. But I used to love playing Bond games back in the day. I mean, I miss those James Bond games. I mean, people are playing Call of Duty or wherever.
Well, if you really think about it, those Bond games were the ultimate multiplayer game. That's why a lot of those games now, those multiplayer games exist, is because of what 007 on 64. Because of that multiplayer, that's why they exist. Because those were so popular in multiplayer. I mean, think about it. Before that game, did you ever get on a four-player game on the N64? No. Nobody. Maybe Mario Kart.
That's what I was going to say. Mario Kart.
Maybe Mario Kart. But
Fire. I mean, I can see on Xbox right now. I see Nightfire. And God, I know, like, trying to think of the other ones. I know I don't remember playing Quantum of Solace, but I don't even think I remember that movie.
Quantum of Solace? That wasn't very good. I remember GoldenEye and what was the one after Quantum of Solace with Pierce Brosnan?
I don't
help us out here, somebody.
No,
Another Day.
Oh yeah, Die Another Day. Yeah, that was a good one. I'm trying to remember, God, and I remember when we used to play like wrestling games on N64 all the time.
Oh, it's amazing games. Amazing games. It was great because it was like the golden age of wrestling games, right? It was like, because before N64 games, it was like, you have to be this character, you have to be this character, or this character. And it was very few, right? And the themes were horrible. They looked horrible. The buttons were limited. The moves were very off and not really. They weren't correct, right? The tombstone looked like a pile driver. The sharpshooter looked like I don't know what it looked like, but it was bad. And so then these N64 games were like, holy shit! You can make your own character.
Well, I know it started with WrestleMania 2000 because I know on was it WWF Warzone? That one, it was kind of generic, but I loved it at the time because it was the WWF game, and I was just getting into WWF. But 2000, 2000, I loved that because I would go on the internet and get a bunch of wrestlers from either WCW, ECW, or even some of the wrestlers that are in the WWF, but they wasn't on the game, and it would tell you how to create that character on there. And I wanted sections for WCW wrestlers and ECW wrestlers. But that was cool back in the day.
Wow. Yeah, it was a big change, right? It was like you could do more in those games
Mhm.
than any of the ones previously. I mean, you could go and like change the entrance down to the details and the lights. And I was like, holy crap, this is some next age shit right here. And I remember, I think it was, I don't know if it was WCW versus NWO or one of those games.
Yeah.
This is wild how far they had come. And now, of course, now they're so realistic that people are up on YouTube making fake matches, trying to think think it's real or some type of clickbait.
Oh,
Oh my God, The Rock is back. CM Punk. Oh my God. And you're like, okay, I'll click on this. Well, this looks real. And it's a fucking video game.
yeah. It's like CM Punk versus The Rock again. But oh gosh, I miss those times, man. I mean, hey, what did happen to that Virtual Boy?
You know, I don't remember. I honestly do not remember. Here's the thing: is I had two Virtual Boys. I had one that I bought straight out the first day the damn thing came out.
Wow.
And I had it, and I was young, right? And I was like, okay, and I loved it, and I had a bunch of damn games. And I think I sold that one to Bear or somebody, and he bought it for cheap with all the games, with the case and everything.
Nice.
I don't know what happened to that one. And then I bought another one. I don't remember where I got it, and because I was like, oh damn, and I had some regrets just because of the collector value of it.
Oh god.
And then I am selling that one because I was dirt broke and I needed the money pretty much. Yeah, I don't know what happened to that. Here's the thing is I have back in Oklahoma right now, maybe for about a mile from where you're sitting, I have a storage bin, and a very small one. It's not like one you can park a car in or anything. And I've got a lot of games in there still. I've got a lot of my old games, NES games, SNES games. I've got my Atari games in there. I've got my and whatnot. I'm thinking that it might be in there, but the thing is when I put that stuff in there, I didn't go look. There's all the stuff that has been traveling with me from apartment to apartment to apartment, to a house, back to an apartment, to another apartment. I don't remember. And I never looked into it. There's boxes of crap that haven't been opened in years. I got a lot of stuff sitting around somewhere.
Let me get this information. I'll keep I'll keep an eye out for you. I mean,
oh, sure you will.
Yeah.
You will.
Yeah, sure. I might cut off the lock, but I'll put a new one on there, just making sure. You know,
my brother has the keys to the damn place, and there is one thing in there. One thing that I don't know you might be interested in. The one game that I got through high school that I bought or traded or whatever that became a very, very popular game, a very rare game, very valuable game.
I'm pretty sure.
By the name, you know what I'm going to say? It's called Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, I remember you said you had that.
And it was passed around by a lot of people at high school, and I got it back. I did get it back. And the thing is, I bought the damn thing for Bear for like $10. It was over a football game.
Oh gosh.
And I bought it from him, and I had it, and I got it back. And I do know that before I left, I don't want to say in 2014, I went and looked, and I still had that thing.
Huh.
And it was in good shape.
I'm gonna try to look that up right now. I'm just curious. I think it might have been on my end because when I open a new window, you were. It was weird. It was like you were glitching the hell out, but you sound fine now. Oh, ouch. Oh, dude, like games are going up in price. Everything. Let's see. Dracula X right now, if it's the real thing, it's over $300.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
For really Dracula X?
Yeah. Oh, I knew
Wow.
expensive game.
Well, right, but that's like ridiculous. What's the value on a Chrono Trigger?
That's what I'm trying to look
I'm
for.
interested now.
Oh, damn. Now I gotta have to. How do you spell it? CR. Yeah. Oh, I found it. Oh. Loose is $215. Complete, like if the
215 loose. What's loose?
that's loose is just its cart, just the cart, and as complete, uh, that means it has everything. It has the game and everything inside. That is
Oh,
now going for $904.
$904. And you're
Yeah,
telling me that the box and the instructions are worth $700? Come on.
that's what price charting says. And then brand. Let's say you have it brand new and no, it's sealed. It'd be damn near 1,300.
I remember in high school when I got the thing back, I had like a fold out uh, map or something that
Mm.
came with it. I don't know if it was the instruction booklet, but I remember getting back some type of map or something with it, and it was in bad shape. I think I threw it out. uh,
Do you want to know how?
um,
You want to know how much a box only price is?
box on just for the box.
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
$300.
Holy shiitake mushrooms.
And then you have and then the manual goes for $104.
The manual. Come on, man.
You gotta remember. You gotta remember nowadays with
You know what's crazy is I had baseball cards that I was collecting from years before that are still worth garbage compared to that. That's what's funny about it.
TSS put in there $300 for a cardboard box. It doesn't shock me. I mean, dude, right now because the pandemic, everything's going up through the roof. Like if I want to take like maybe the rest of the year off, if I want to sell this shit, I could probably take a year off probably and just hang out.
More than that, I think you. More than that, man. I think you could like really make out on that. I mean, if you really did, I think it'd be more than a year off, Casey. Unless you just really peg out on hookers and strip clubs.
See, the thing is, because you had to, I mean, the fastest way to unload everything, it's either do it on eBay or you just go to the local game store. But the problem is, like you're gonna lose money on the value.
But if you ever wanted to sell that, I was thinking about that. If I ever had a collection like that, rather than going and selling them all individually, I would look towards like a major collector or a foundation or museum, honestly. And there are some of those that exist that will pay high dollar, top dollar for every single one of your pieces. And so I looked into that once, and I saw a guy who sold his entire collection. It was smaller than yours, Casey, and he made off with like $18,000.
Are you serious? See, that's the thing. I mean, that's still like, I mean, $18,000. I mean, I can't survive a full year on that though. That's a
No, of course not. No, nobody can. But it's a good chunk of money. Good thing to know.
well. Joey says resellers are ruining this hobby. I agree. The reseller. It just depends of the reseller. It depends on the reseller. Some of the resellers are actually good people. I mean, sometimes they give you a good deal. It just, but some of them are scumbags, though too.
I think I'm gonna keep my Chrono Trigger, my loose Chrono Trigger, and wait another 20 years when it's an actual antique, when it's an antique by age, and then we'll see what it's worth.
I don't know.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, right now because of the pandemic, that's especially last year. I mean, no, when everyone was staying home, you couldn't get a console nowhere. And I'm not talking about the PS5 or whatever. I'm talking about just any type of consoles. You go to the vintage stock, they had nothing. You go to the local game store, they might have some few things, but Foot Rub
You
says,
could also risk your life and get go on Craigslist and look for one.
"Oh my god, I get this shit." So when I was living in Lehighton, Pennsylvania, this is why I don't want to do anything on Craigslist. So I guess try to remember what my late wife was selling. I think it was a camcorder that she just didn't want no more, and she's like, "Screw it, I want to sell it." So she put it on Craigslist. So there's these two guys kind of came over to our apartment. If I knew that's what's going to happen, I made sure they did not. See, the problem is when at my old apartment, when you walk in, you're immediately in the kitchen, and if you go turn right, there's the hallway door. You still don't see anything majorly. But it's just around the corner. It was my game collection, and I was like, I made sure they were not gonna come across that section, and but they were talking in Spanish, and they were saying, "Oh, are you guys selling anything else?" I was like, "No, just the camcorder." And they picked up my wife's Bluetooth headset, and like, "Are you selling this?" Like, "No, just the fucking camcorder." I was about to say, "Get the fuck out of here now."
Wow.
So that's one thing. I'm like, it's scary because, quite frankly, I kind of wish I can, if I had the time and energy to locate this into another part of the room. No one wants to work much like Chase, so they become sophisticated resellers and sending wherever might be unique into WADA. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I mean, but it's funny. I finally seen one of those graded games. They have it at my local game store. It was nothing really big at all, but I think they wanted quite a bit of money. I was like, no, thank you. But I'm like, I kind of want it because it's graded, just to have a graded game in a plastic box that it's really hard to remove.
It's only been like that because they put it like that, though, Casey. It's not like, I mean, if you want to take a shit in a box and mark it, rated or graded or whatever you want, and then sell it for untold riches, you can do it. I mean, you can put whatever price you want on it, but it doesn't mean it's going to make it any. I mean, it's all perception, right? It doesn't. I mean, I think your collection is fine without having to have a graded game or some type of freaking bullshit relic like that. Because who knows, right?
Yeah.
What's it gonna be in 10 years?
Oh, I
Is
just
it gonna be graded Xbox games? Come on.
probably there probably are out there. Am I gonna catalog my games and their value? No. I mean, I personally can guess if I had to pull one out, and I can probably guess what the prices are. But like, especially the NES, I can probably give you an idea what the prices is, or maybe the Sega Genesis, maybe the Super Nintendo. But like, if we go past like to the newer stuff like the PlayStation, even N64, I couldn't really get the value. The only, but I don't need to figure out the value. Best place to go to is go price charting dot not price is it price it's pricecharting.com is the best place is the best place to go because they average the these auctions or buy it now from eBay or maybe Amazon, Craigslist, wherever. Mainly eBay though, but
That's like I'm curious. Like when like I sent you those Neo Geos, right?
mhm.
Like I don't know if they have Neo Geo pricing on that site or not,
Oh, they do now.
or even if they even have these titles, because these are titles that I don't think some of them anyway are not ones that you probably have there. I guarantee you that if they're in Spanish. So now it might be like a Spanish version of an English game. I don't know.
Mhm.
Right, that's for you to find out when you get those things.
Yeah.
But I'd be interested to know because I see a lot of people selling those old arcade Neo Geo games here. Lots of them, and usually they're dirt cheap. They're dirt cheap.
Dude, you you need to hook me up with them. Like you you buy them and then I can turn around and I'll give you money for them so you can ship them down to me.
I mean, yeah. Here's the thing: is the cartridge, the carts, yes, but I've seen like full arcade boxes, right? Full machines,
Oh,
old school machines, right?
yeah.
Originals that have been repaired and they're working, and they're selling them for like, okay, this is like $15. And I'm like, oh, I want to buy that. And my wife looks at me and she's like, hell no, you sleep on the couch for the rest of your life. Bring that into the apartment. So yeah. That I mean, there's a lot of those things, and there's a big market for it. But the thing is that down here, the pricing is a little bit more inflated. Okay, so you can get a lot of cheap used games, cheap ones, retro games, Xbox game, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Very, you can name your price a lot of times. So I always keep an eye on that. That's why I got those Neo Geos for you. I mean, I paid like $6 for them. $6 for 6 games.
That's wild. I was I was pretty much I was gonna do something stupid today. I was on eBay and one of these auctions coming up for these Asian NES games. And I was like, I really shouldn't do this, but I do have money that and so I got it to the point where it was 4 Asian NES games. And when I got to eight to 80, I was done. And the final bid was 85. I was like, you know what? Screw it. Like, but I was like, and actually it was well worth more than that, but I was not gonna jeopardize being super broke again right now.
Yeah. I always lose eBay auctions too. I remember the last eBay auction that I ever bid on actually was for a world championship belt replica from old WWF.
Oh man.
And that's how long ago it was. And I was for sure I was gonna win this auction. I kept checking all day long. I get home and then I logged in. It was supposed to be in at 5. Like 2 minutes before, somebody outbids me, like 30 different bids in 2 seconds, right? And the price gets way jacked up. That's why I was like, fuck eBay. I'm done with this shit. No way. Never.
Well, it just depends. I mean, a lot of times what I do, um, I put, I'll put my one bid out, and then I was like, then I'll put my max bid, and then see. Hopefully, no one does it, and then later on, if it's like I feel like I have another guy competing with me, what I love to do to this is I get to where I know where I have an idea of where someone's cap is, and I'll put a penny above that. I love doing that.
You put a penny above it.
Yeah, and I've done that several times. Where it's funny. It's not a big time victory, but it was my fuck you on eBay move. I was buying a Mortal Kombat 2 on the Sega 32X. And it was probably going like 30 something, maybe 30 something bucks. I probably overpaid. And it's going between me and this dude. And he put one bid out, like $1 down. And then I put like another one up, another $1 over, and plus 1 penny, and I won by that 1 penny. So I was like, it was wild. Yeah, and there are bidding bots, like Joey said.
Yeah, there's like AI going out there and bidding shit. So it waits, and a lot of times it's probably the seller. It's probably the seller trying to bid shit up at the last minute, right? Because there's got a lot of people watching it, so they're like, "Oh, let's bid this up here to get them involved." And that's what it is. It's trying to screw you.
I never thought about that. That's a good point. It's probably true. I mean, God.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense because there's no way in hell these people are going to put something at a list price of $5 and they're going to let it go if it's some type of rare item. There's no way in hell.
Well,
it's not going to cover the shipping.
Well, see, the thing is, a lot of times the shipping, they'll put like $20. I'm like, fuck. Like this guy right here, this Neo Geo MVS cart. I bought this one for $20 was the opening bid, but it was also $20 on the shipping. When I got it, $20? Yeah, $20. Oh, $20 for the item and $20 for the shipping. So 40. How long did it take to get there? Oh, it didn't take that long. But here was sucked. The game was in pieces. And I looked back and it said game not working for parts. So I made sure I made sure the game actually worked when I put the adapter. I was like, okay, the actual game works. So I went on eBay, got a new casing for it. So, and I actually fucked up on the casing, but it's all right. I went in one of the closets in the house and trying to find a screwdriver. And for some reason, I still have the game because I'm excited. And I accidentally dumped 2 of the screws. So I went around, found 2 other screws and kind of forced them in. But it works just perfectly now. But
$20, that's crazy because it cost me less than $20 to send you something from another damn country.
But
what?
Well, look at this one. This is Fatal Fury 2, and this one I paid $50 for. So, and these are arcade games too. These are actual arcade boards right here.
Real ones.
Yeah. So technically, I got arcade games, real arcade games. Technically, I might not
need to have a box for them. Is what you need.
Well, I mean, I got the adapter. So, are you? Yeah, but I can't wait for those to come in because that was when my mom says, "Oh, you got a package." So I was like, "Oh," and I looked on eBay. I was like, "Okay," it didn't see a couple of the eBay games came in or whatever came in, and so I was like, "Oh, it's got to be Brad's games," but no, it was the casing. But Mutant Nation is your favorite Neo Geo game. I gotta try that. I gotta try that out. I think I might have that on my multi cart. Thanks, Foot Rub.
Cards. Those multi carts are like popping up everywhere now too. That's
Oh
another thing. They're
yeah.
everywhere.
Well, good places. It takes forever for these items to come in, but AliExpress. That's where I got this 161 Neo Geo games in one, and
How much was it?
I know it's over $100.
$100 for something on AliExpress? I've never seen anything on AliExpress that expensive.
Oh yeah, dude. Like I think if you want like a consoleizer for the arcade games, I think that's several $100s. But I know you can get some cheap stuff. There's a bunch of good stuff on AliExpress, but uh,
That crap takes forever. I tell you, I looked at it. There's some neat stuff on there, and it's cheap. But the problem is, it's coming from somewhere over in like
China.
Middle Earth or something, right? And so it takes forever to get to you guys in the U.S.
No, yeah.
Here you want to double that usually.
Oh,
We're talking like 6-8 months.
Are you
to get
serious?
something. Yeah,
Wow.
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Because
Like if I have you send me something from Oklahoma,
mhm.
it's gonna probably get here in about a month and a half.
Wow.
That's on Express.
Oh my god.
But getting stuff out isn't that bad. But getting stuff here,
Oh.
it's a pain. But
Talk about that. Let's see if I can find that mouse pad here. I know I had that spare one somewhere. Let me see if I can find that now. Got so much junk in the way. Oh, I thought.
I was asking Casey to find this mouse pad from Mario Paint, right? Mario Paint came in with like a Nintendo
there.
mouse SNES, but it also had this hard plastic gray mouse pad with a Nintendo insignia on it. The reason I want that is I'm building a Nintendo. I should not use the word Nintendo. A Nintendo computer, okay, and I want a mouse pad that's going to match that with my NES mouse and my NES or my Nintendo computer. Oh, you do have one.
Yeah.
I recognize it. Oh yeah.
What
That's a good size.
Oh yeah.
What I thought.
And then also in the closet, I found this.
What the hell is that? Do I want to know? What is it? Oh Lord. Oh Lord Jesus. Does it fit? Casey's photo namesake.
I am Bane.
You could wear that. You could get away with wearing that in public now.
Yeah, no shit. I was thinking about doing it like at Walmart one time during the pandemic. It's like, hey, it's a mask, right? I mean, who says I can't wear this? Casey is
They'll be
Bane.
like, sir, you can stop using the voice changer now.
Well, Bane is very, very intelligent. Like he can speak very intelligently.
Wow. Yeah, he still has it. Looks in good shape still.
Actually, it's kind of ripped here and there. I need to fix it a little bit. It's I believe it's like really old. I mean,
It's old. Well, it's gotta be. That's like I got that in 2012, so it would have been almost.
let's see. I do found my let's see if I can pull this from falling. And here's my Mario paint in its box. When I saw no, but it's in it's in decent shape. I think it's pretty badass box. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was one of the what's wild. I remember when I used to go to church. I don't even know if I ever took you to the old church in Coweta. Well, there was a friends that they let me borrow their Mario paint, and for some reason I loved it, and it took me forever to bring it back to them. Yeah, actually, you ever heard of Mario? I assume you know about Mario Maker, right? Well, they have. Oh, well, I enjoyed the first one. I like. It's kind of like how you get. You know how you get writer's block. You kind of get creative block because I used to like make these real trolly levels that it was just funny to me. And a lot of times I'll watch people who did YouTube channels of Mario Maker on the Wii U. So I was like, and so I troll the shit out of them with my levels. Was one of them is like you can take either the pipes or there's several pipes you can go in or 4 doors, but that one of them takes you into a section and the other 3 you can get some power ups, but two of them were rigged where you couldn't get out of them. No, actually, no. One of them was rigged, and you needed 2 of them, like the boot and the star, to get past a certain point. But and if you wanted the star, I would soft lock you because you fall into this pit, and I'll give you a little one of those things, blocks you can jump through. And when you about to jump back, I put an invisible block in that place. And actually, what's funny is that there's a section that if you go through the pipes and you go through all this crazy crap going, you go to like a wild section where enemies are just falling from the sky, and then you get to this one section you think you're about to get to the very end, and you see at the end is a pipe, but you're on these bricks, and when you get to a section, those you're about to get to the end, and those bricks turn into coins because I have a thwomp hit a P block, P switch, so you can fall to your death. And even if you do get to that pipe, it just takes you all the way back to the beginning. And then the only way to actually to clear it, there to the left of the level, there's two blocks, two hidden blocks. If you went over there and hit one, it would just be a power up and you're fucked. You can't do anything. So you had to hit the second one above it at an angle, and that would take the piranha plant to go up to the sky, and you can go in back into that pipe, and that would take you to the exit.
You know, those games with Mario Maker. I saw a guy trying to play somebody on there. He said, "I'm going to try this ultra like amazing hard to beat, custom level." And I saw it. I watched him play it, and I must have heard it like a million times. I think guy was still on the same damn spot, on the same level, trying to get past it. And he has like red eyes. He has like monsters and Red Bulls all around. Like, I'm gonna beat this. This is gonna be the one. This is gonna be it. Yeah, that's just ultimate trolling.
Yeah. Oh, they're still having issues hearing you. Well, I mean, I don't know.
Kirsten, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Verizon, can you hear me?
Can you guys not hear him? Let me pause. Let me mute this.
It's weird because I had somebody in here checking it out earlier. I didn't tell you though, and he could hear me just fine. Testing.
I hear you. I mean, I just checked my cell phone, and I hear you just fine.
Mic check. Testies.
Test.
One,
I hear you just
two,
fine.
Three. Okay.
I hear you just fine through my phone. I just checked it, and so, oh, they said they can hear him now. I don't know.
It might be the FBI or the Homeland Security man that's outside my apartment fucking with my internet. It happens.
Oh my!
It happens down here a lot.
It's funny you said that. Our Wi-Fi back in, for me and my late wife and my brother-in-law, we decided to change our Wi-Fi name to FBI surveillance fan as the Wi-Fi name. So when someone goes by, they're like, the FBI surveillance fan. I was like, oh. I was like,
yeah, Almighty says J-Man is hacking. He's outside in his. He's hacking you, Casey.
Oh, believe me, he might be able to do a few things. I guarantee you, he does not know how to hack. He might pay some people to do it, but as J-Man himself, that's different. Because he has the money to have someone to do it for him, but no. Oh.
Strike that. Baseball bats, yes. Hacking, no.
But that was definitely interesting Sunday night. Did you see that when it happened?
I did, and it's funny because I saw you talking about him early in the show, right? Really setting it up. You did a really great job. You set that up like a motherfucker, and I was like, wow, he's just really laying on J-Man. J-Man's having a bad day, and he's just like
just being a dick
on his shit. And I was like, man, what are you doing? And I thought to myself in the back of my head, I was like, he does know where you live. I know that. And I was like, man, dude, this guy's a truck driver. You don't fuck with truck drivers, right?
Yeah.
And so I was thinking, man, he's just asking for it. and but he was playing it cool, and I was like, all right, he's just playing it cool, and he's like, oh nah, he's not coming over here, he not. And I was like, man, there's no way. And there was one point in the broadcast, I was like, man, I should message J Man on Twitter and be like, hey, tell him that you're nearby at this such and such store right that I know is right by your house. Just to fuck with you, right? And when I was doing that, that's when that shit happened. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Caught me off guard completely.
Yeah, the Rose even at one point, he's like, if he shows up, breaks in your house, he says he's gonna laugh his ass off. The only thing I was just disappointed that the camera turned, flipped over. I'm like, fuck. I mean, the good parts were.
I thought that was perfect. That was perfect. I thought it was perfect, honestly, because it was like it looked real. It looked like game hit the damn camera or something. He threw a game over there, and I was like, oh shit. and I was like, holy shit, for a little bit there, because then I kept on watching the show, and they just kept on going, and there was this screen of the game wall, and, and I was like, he's dead. He got fucking knocked out for a second. I was questioning myself. I was like, should I like call 911?
Well,
I was like, shit, is Casey's mom okay? I was like looking on the local news and shit. Like, was there like a home invasion reported out there? I mean,
because he showed up to Drew's house with a cookie sheet and he hit him with him. So it was like,
I gotta find that one and watch that now. That's great.
Yeah, it was about the Joe Cronin's monetized this belt that he came by and stole it from Drew. And then at the very end, J-Man showed back up and gave the belt back to Drew. But yeah, the poster did get destroyed, but I resurrected it. It's kind of back.
You resurrected the Hogan poster.
Yeah.
With some tape.
Yeah. I was like, and Drew's like, oh, I'll buy you a new poster. It's like, nope, this is a remembrance of the attack now.
It's a memorial.
That's right, it's a memorial. Well, when I got back, I picked it up and it's like, Drew says that that Hogan's head was cut off on it. And I was like, oh my God. But oh,
they were like, oh my God, Hogan's been decapitated. Oh my God. Yeah, that was the greatest thing I've ever heard. When Drew started talking, I thought, oh my God, it's Jim Ross. Jim Ross. Good God Almighty.
Yeah.
Good God Almighty. Business has picked up. J-Man's here. He's alive. He's here. He's in the house. Yeah, and I was like, oh shit, this is not gonna go well.
Well, it's.
And then they're like, oh, he's getting down on his knees to beg for mercy, and he got whapped upside the head.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to fully get down on my knees to beg. He just whacked me. I think it would have been better if I was standing up because when I keep going back to it, you can't really see him actually hit me. But
it was like, I think somebody said in the chat last night, it was like Sting coming to attack Hogan with a baseball bat, like you used to do in the back in the days.
Yeah.
It was only appropriate that Hogan got his ass ripped because there was a baseball bat. That was amazing. By the way, I was literally thinking, I was like, holy shit, he's laying there. Either he's laying there laughing, or he's laying there with his head bleeding open. And I'm gonna feel really bad if I didn't do once.
Well, once we hang up, I can tell you a couple things about it. Because
I was curious because I was looking I saw the video, right, and then it was this empty room,
Hmm.
and I could see the door where the poster was,
Yeah.
and I could see the fan spinning. But then I saw some like lights flashing, and I was like, I wonder if that's coming out from outside the window, because I know there's a window,
Oh,
or I don't know if it's blocked though.
right here. There's a window here, actually. Right in the middle of this uh, shelf is a window. When before
Oh,
this,
okay.
before I got this one, I had these two shelves right here and had this open. But when I ran out of room, as I told my mom, I was like, I need to block the window.
So that's where the noise came from.
Well, and also I got there's another window right here behind me, or usually to the left where the entertainment center. So a lot of
I
times.
thought I saw some lights. Is what I saw. I was like, it looked like car lights, and I was like, oh, wait a second. Yeah. But no, that was classic. That was the most. Again, it gave me like these McMahon Austin vibes. Austin showed up at the hospital and beat
Yeah.
him over the hand with a bedpan.
Mm.
That's what that reminded me of. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I was like, when I went back and heard Drew, I was like you said, he's like JR. He was good, doing good comments behind it.
Well, I love that derailment now. That your new immortal derailment of that bit there has JR on it. It has JR going, "Good God Almighty!" That's exactly what it reminded me of. It was like flashbacks.
Oh gosh. Before we take off, I mean, when did you get into wrestling?
Well, so here's the thing. I got into wrestling back in the day. I was a wrestling fan in the 80s.
Wow.
I was a kid, and I was one of the kids that would have a little Hulkamania shirt, and I also liked, God, what was his name? This is how long ago it was. A long time ago. And I fell out of it, and I started watching it again during I guess you could say the Bret Hart era.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Then this is way before the screw job and all that, right?
Oh, wow.
This is when Bret Hart and the Hart Foundation were controlling things, and I was a big fan then, and I started watching it, and then I fell out of it again for a little bit. And then when I got into high school, that was when the Attitude Era was kind of taken off.
Exactly.
And Jim, our buddy from high school, he kind of pulled me back into it. So did Bear a little bit for the video game side of it. And of course, Bear was like a diehard Bret Hart fan.
Oh my God, that's right. Oh my.
Diehard. He had the glasses. He had the leather jacket. He was the kind of guy that would wear it in public. And but I started watching it again because I remember I had watched a lot of the big storylines there in the 90s where the Undertaker on the casket match, and he died, and he came back to life, and then there was a fake Undertaker, and then it was a little crazy, and after that I was like, okay, this is getting a little weird. And I left, but during I got into it in the Attitude Era, and I was, I look back now and I say that it was probably Austin and DX that were the ones that really brought me into it. I liked Rock back then, but he was in the Nation.
Oh my God!
Kind of a douche. That's what I remember about the Rock. Or the Nation of Domination, right?
I think, yeah.
The Nation.
I think with you guys, and then with my brother and his friends were wrestling fans, and then I was kind of glancing at it every once in a while. I mean, they were back then. They were side by side on the cable. So it was really easy to go back and forth. You didn't have to put the number. You just flip flop from one to the other easily.
Right.
And gosh, it was definitely just right. It was right before Stone Cold won the belt at WrestleMania 14. I think it was just right around that time frame. And then obviously after that, I was already hooked. But because
it was, I think that wrestling back then, it took that kind of change. There was so much going on, right? There was the Monday Night Wars. There was the Attitude Generation kind of coming out, and you had all these big stars over there that were like came from nowhere, right? You looked at WCW, and it was like all the people from the 80s.
Yeah.
Right? And then over on WWF, it was like all the people that came out of nowhere that they're coming, with all these amazing characters. And I remember, you and me and like Jim and Bear and a lot of people, we were watching it, and you would go through the high school, and there would be people wearing Austin 316 shirts and like
NWO
shirts, and it was crazy.
And not only that, and you would have NWO shirts too.
NWO, right? And then of course the NWO people and the WWF people would not get along. it was, it was like that.
Oh, it was
like clicks.
Oh yeah, it was kind of like, how people are like, oh, there's console wars. Like, oh, this is my console. Fuck that console. I mean, I really didn't think about that during that time frame, but as wrestling, yes, I was part of Team WWF, and I did watch WCW, but my loyal was to WWF, and
absolutely, yeah, me too. I was the same way. I felt the same way. I was loyal. I would watch WCW, and I watch, the NWO take over Nitro constantly, and come out there and spray paint the back of, freaking DDP and everybody who wanted to go against them, and Bischoff and Dennis Rodman and freaking Hogan with his painted ass black beard, and I thought it was a little much. It was like there was no storyline really at that one point. It was, and then there was like Karl Malone on there. It's like,
oh God!
Or who was that other David Arquette or whatever?
Oh, he's actually now he's getting respect as a wrestler now.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Really?
Yeah, dude. He's getting some mad respect for being a wrestler now. Because he's going out there, he just I don't know how recently, but he took on this one guy who was into ultra violent hardcore. I think his name is Nick Gage, and he went into death match. The only reason why David Arquette stopped the match for a minute, one of these light bulbs, one of those long light bulbs cut him right in the throat. So he ducked out for a little bit because he wasn't sure he was going to be hurt.
Wow. Wow.
But
Jesus, there's so many. I just have so many different memories from that era, right? Let me ask you, Casey, what was, and this is going to be hard for you, I know, during the Attitude Era in the WWF, what was your favorite feud? And with that feud, what was your favorite moment of that feud?
Oh, God. I don't know. That is extremely hard. I'd probably say Austin versus McMahon.
Austin McMahon.
And
what was your favorite? I mean, what was your favorite part? I think my favorite part, let me tell you, I'm going to agree with you, is Austin McMahon. My favorite one, there was an episode of Raw where he takes him hostage, and he has a gun.
Yes.
Everybody thought it was really dark. They were like, oh my God. And he was in a wheelchair. McMahon was in a wheelchair already.
Yeah.
and at the end of the episode, he goes in the ring, and he and he has this pop gun that comes out with a flag.
Yeah. Oh, like, oh my God. Nowadays, even God, you can't even do that now on live TV anymore.
I think McMahon peed himself too, if I recall.
Yeah.
They showed it. He peed himself.
Foot rub.
Oh, he peed himself. Oh.
Foot rub says Undertaker Mankind feud. I can see why. That's pretty. Yeah, that is a good one. I mean, are you still watching wrestling, or did you fall out a long time ago?
Me?
Yeah.
I still watch it. I still watch it occasionally. I fell out of WWE though, and the reason for that is just like
Awful.
I saw a long time ago where it was kind of just dropping out, and I saw the stars leaving, and I saw the writing getting bad,
Mhm.
and I was like, man, how much longer is this shit gonna last? And and I was thinking to myself back then, I was like, man, this is a couple years ago. I was like, man, at some point somebody's gonna get their shit together and overtake them, and because what you have to realize is McMahon is a master at repeating his mistakes. Okay, he's a master at repeating his mistakes. He fucks over people. They leave the company, they go somewhere else and make another company popular. They lose their talent. He's done it over and over, and he'll do it again before he's dead, right? Or I don't know if his kids will be like that, or if whoever's running the damn company, if it's Triple H or whoever it is, they'll repeat the damn same mistakes. But it's happened. You can see it with multiple big stars in this company that has left, and now did they come back and make hands? Yes, but we also don't know how much money they were paid for that, right?
Oh yeah, they're
we don't know the true story, but there's the Montreal Screwjob, right? Bret Hart, and we know what happened there, right? That was kind of like the beginning of it. Then you had, but actually, it was before that, Hogan left the damn company too, right? And it was a big shock to that company, and it's happening again right now. Right now, it's happening. It's a little delayed, but it's happening.
The product's just horrible. I mean, if you're gonna want to watch anything, watch either NXT or SmackDown on the WWE side, because Monday Night Raw is just absolutely unwatchable. Like,
yeah.
But I would
agree.
Because but the problem is because it's Monday. I'm like, okay, let's put Raw on, and I know it's going to be bad, but I was like, please at least be decent. And a lot of times,
I don't know, because you got to understand who the competition is right now for WWE. Who the real competition is, the people that can really put the money up to fund it, and those guys right now, they have more money than McMahon does to fuck around with.
Are you talking about the people in AEW?
I'm not going to name names, but they're in a lot. They have their hands in a lot of different things. Okay, and McMahon for a while has always wanted to build out this network and all this crap and try to take the brand into movies and do all this. All this shit has failed, right? It's failed horribly. And now what you see them doing is you're seeing them making roster cutbacks, like severe roster cutbacks. They're getting rid of all these like people on their roster,
yeah,
or in their company that are just taking paychecks for nothing, for being like analysts and being like trainers and coaches, all this shit. They've been there for years. Old people, time to retire, doing all this shit.
Oh yeah.
They're scaling. What they're doing is they're scaling their company. Okay, now I don't expect everybody to understand what that means in here, but they're trying to scale their company. Now, why are they doing that? Because they want to sell the company.
That's what everyone's saying. I think
they're going to sell this company, and it's only going to go to somebody Will they sell? Will Vince sell it to AEW or no?
Oh
I don't know.
no,
He's too
no.
proud of that. He's too proud.
Yes, I agree. It's definitely not going to be the cons because that's like him losing to WCW. It's honestly, I think the two top contenders. It's either NBC because they already got the WWE library right now for 5 years for the network. You have to watch it on the stupid Peacock.
Oh, look who's in the chat! Look who's in the chat, Casey.
Is that Zach? We know Zach.
I think so. I don't know any other Zach D's. Do you?
No.
But I was gonna say, Casey, it's gonna be Disney. It's
Oh,
gonna be Disney.
That's what
it's gotta be Disney, man.
Oh gosh. Yeah, don't worry about that. How's it going, Zach?
Don't.
Oh,
Zach is in the chat. Zach is a friend of ours from back in
the day. Yeah, back in the old days. Hey, Zach, I mean, was I just only tolerable or did you actually like me? I mean, I know you hate Bear, but I was talking to Brad, was it last week or two ago, and I was no Bear.
You were no Bear.
Oh God! You know what I remember? I was gonna bring this up earlier, but remember Bear would be wearing swimming shorts to everywhere instead of shorts or pants as swimming shorts, right?
Oh my God! Watch out for your pets.
Oh God! But he wears, like, we called him out on his swimming shorts. I was like, what the fuck?
Well, he would sit there in his swimming trunks. If you went in his house, he'd be sitting there playing a game or something.
Oh
with his
my
legs up,
God.
and his balls would show out the side of the shorts. And he'd be like fiddling himself. And it's like, thank you. I'm leaving now.
I
can't eat lunch now. Thanks.
I remember, yeah, he'll be spread open like that. And he said, Casey, look at this. And his balls are going around his shorts. I'm like, why do I want to see that? Oh my God. And actually, there's one dude I work with. This guy just, for some reason, doesn't want to get a shirt long enough. You can see like this much of ass. Like if ass was cleavage, this guy has ass cleavage. It was like this big of, and his whole ass wasn't shown though.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah,
that's a lovely. I can just imagine that, and I don't want to imagine it though either.
Oh, and this guy is big too. He's like, I mean, I would say he's not really. He's bigger than I am, but it's like he's built differently than most people, though. And like, he's just not. It's just hard to explain, but it's horrible mental image.
That's exactly what I think about when going to Bear's house. Is like the other day when we were talking about his bottles of piss Snapple, whatever it is, I started gagging and wanted to vomit because of that image that's buried away. I tried to bury it away really well, and then I started thinking about it, and like I almost threw up in my mouth just thinking about it.
Oh, yeah, that's. Oh God. But I'm thinking his. Oh my God! Yeah, we did a thing about his tapes, his porno tapes.
I still think I always watch Dateline NBC because I want to see him like show up on there, sit right there, and it's Bear. I mean, like we found a large collection, very large collection of crimes against humanity tapes. It's like I don't even know where he got those. You know, it's like, man, God, man.
Well,
Animal Planet. Somebody got arrested in Oklahoma recently. I saw in the news, like in the newspaper, for they caught him messing with their dogs, and I was like, oh, it's bear? Oh no, it wasn't bear.
oh God, oh God.
This is why Casey surrounded himself, because he has these types of memories to erase.
Oh God, that's bad.
Pure nature porn. Actually, Casey's an ecosexual. Right
That's
now, Zach. You didn't. I don't know if you heard about.
Yeah,
Casey is an ecosexual.
Yeah, I stick my dick in the planet, and I fuck the world.
He fucks the earth.
Yeah, I fuck the earth. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm getting tired. I need to eat.
Yeah, I do too, and especially after talking about all that food earlier, I'm just thinking about a chicken leg from McDonald's or something. You know.
We definitely need to. It's supposed to be figuratively, or
not literally.
No one caught me yet. I mean, if I'm out in the backyard, no one. Well, that's not totally true. I was gonna say that my next door neighbor could look over, so I'm really not safe to do that anyway. So, but thanks, guys, coming by. We definitely got to do this again. I mean, getting a lot of people.
Next time I'll host it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Next time I'll host it, and
we'll
get the cameras on.
Yeah,
both of us.
Yeah, now I can bring people over to your channel and do that.
Sounds good.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream, and I gotta tell you something. So, you guys have a good day. Thank you for coming.
See you guys. Have a good night.